Hi to folks, it's Zach, and welcome back to my Star Wars The Old Republic tips and tricks section. And today we're talking about something very important, and that is getting rich. Making money! Yes, everybody needs it, everybody wants it, and at some point you're going to want to have as much of it as possible to get the things that you want in this game. So having money is obviously the most important thing in the game, except for one other thing, which is looking cool. And sometimes these two things tie together. So let's talk about a few of the different ways we can do that. Today we're going to focus just on one. I'm actually going to do videos for the others later on, but today we're talking about questing and dailies. And here's the neat thing about questing and dailies. It is the USDA version of, the game designer's choice approved way of going out and making money. They provide these quests to give players a way to go out and make money whenever you really want to. So the number one strength, without a doubt, with questing and dailies is that it's always available to you. There's always some quests that you can do to make some money. And at near the end of the game, where you have multiple questing hubs, you can make a lot of money if you want to, just doing dailies. You can go from one hub to another, grab the quests, get used to what those quests are, and learn how to do it as fast as possible to, make a good chunk of change. You also can do this with questing and dailies, which is a lot tougher than the other methods I'm going to talk about later, which is questing and dailies allow you to build money at a very steady, very bankable rate. If the reward for a quest is 18,000 credits, then that's the reward, 18,000 credits, period. If all the quests out of that hub cost, or give 18,000 credits to finish, then you count up how many quests you want to do, you multiply that by 18,000 credits, and you will know how much money the game will give you for completing all of it. Bingo. It's just like having an hourly wage at a job. If you make $20 an hour and you work 5 hours, you get $100. It's simple math. I would say this about questing and dailies too, guys. You don't need a team to do it. You don't need a raid to do it. You don't need cartel packs to sell. You don't need any sort of investment. It's all literally in your hands. How much money you spend doing this determines how successful you are at it. And if you're the kind of player who likes playing solo, who just enjoys, running around and shooting stuff, well, hey, this is a great option for you, man. I wouldn't say this should be your only option, but it's one that is completely dependent on how much time and effort you want to put into it. And if you want to make this something that you do 15 to 20 minutes per day, to make money on a character, great. You can bank on how much money that character is going to make, and you're done. It's also extremely low risk. You don't have to really, with questing and dailies, unless you really mess up, you never really have to worry about dying. You're never in over your head. It's not like you're facing up against raid bosses here that stomp you into oblivion. You're not going to have to worry about, frustration. A lot of times there's nothing really that's going to be too tough for you to tackle while you're doing questing and dailies. And you're not worrying about some random number generator giving you something awesome either. It's all planned out ahead of time. Now, there are some downsides to questing and daily that I do want to mention. The first is that if you're looking to make a massive amount of money, this can sometimes be a slower way to do it. Just like the advantage is that you know exactly how much money that quest is going to give, it's also kind of the negative. You'll never get more from that quest than 18,000 credits. Yes, you may find some lucky drops off of, some bad guys, but that's all completely random. The only money you can bank on is what we're talking about here, and out of a quest, it's the set reward, okay? And possibly a bonus, but, for the most part, that number's pretty fixed. You're not going to really make more than that. So to make more money, you'll have to do more quests, and because of that can take a lot more time. I can make 250,000 credits in, about 20 minutes, and I have a video that shows you guys how you can do that too. If I do that same run on 4 characters, I've made 1,000,000 credits. I'd still have to do that 40 more times, to make 40 million credits. And when you're doing, 20 minutes at a stretch, you can do the math. That is a lot of time to be invested into that, and not everybody has that kind of time. Also, that brings me to the second point, which is that questing and dailies can be a little bit repetitive and kind of boring if you do them too much and too often. The quest objectives never really change. You can get really good at running them and get really fast at it, but it doesn't change the fact that it doesn't change at all. One of the reasons that people get so into PvP and player versus player action in a game is because it's always changing. It's pretty much always different. With questing and dailies, it's pretty much always the same. It's what makes it strong in that it's bankable, but also a negative in that it can kind of get boring. And also, last but not least, I'll say it's also the least sexy option of making money in Star Wars: The Old Republic. If somebody asks you how you made 40 million credits and you say, "Oh, I did dailies every single day for since launch," just kind of hear this sound from them. Oh, that's about what you get. Because what they're looking for is a silver bullet. They're looking for a way to get rich quick, and telling them that how you got rich was through hard work and diligence is not nearly as sexy as, "Oh my God, I got this great item out of this cartel pack, and then I sold it for a massive amount of money to some sucker." And that sucker probably, we all expect, is the guy who paid, who did all these quests to earn 40 million credits and then parted with it for the cool gift. So, guys, I'm just going to say straight up, if you're thinking right now, like, man, I'm not sure really questing is for me, let me assuage some of those doubts. Despite all the downsides, here's just what I'm going to tell you, and here's why I do it. There is no better way in this game to bank on how much money you are earning. And no matter how much I always think I'm going to get away from doing dailies to make money, it is by far and away the best fallback position for any way of making money in this game. If you need cash, you can drop what you're doing, run right out, and get it right away. No fuss, no muss, okay? It doesn't maybe necessarily make you huge amounts of money, but it's always there and available for you. I can't stress that enough. You're not always going to be able to pull a raid together. You're not always going to be able to have the money to invest into a cartel pack, or you're not going to get the loot that you wanted out of that cartel pack to sell. Sometimes you're going to be fighting with people over gathering mats, or who knows, any other of the ways that you make money. This is one that you can always say, yes, I can go out, I can do this, and that is always there for me. And that is very awesome. So guys, that is it for this video. This is already going a little over than what I wanted, but if you're enjoying my videos, please go ahead and like them. That gives me encouragement to make more, and feel free to subscribe. I listen to your guys' comments, and I shape what I do around what I'm hearing from you guys. If you want a part of the action and be on the ground floor, make sure you subscribe. Also, you'll notice too at the end of, in the body of every Star Wars: The Old Republic video, I throw in a new subscriber link, and that is for you guys. That is my way of showing my thankfulness to you guys for watching these videos. That gets you some free game time if you're already in Star Wars: The Old Republic, or it can get you some cool swag if you're not in the game yet. But guys, nothing is more fun than, not watching other people play, but actually playing for yourself. So if you want to join in the fun, use the link, and I will see you next time.